Nebraska Farm Bureau Pen Pal program. Joan and Steve have been married for 37 years and have 5 children and 6 grandchildren. Please join me in welcoming Joan Ruskamp to the podium.
Thank you, and good afternoon, Dr. Rosati, faculty, distinguished guests, fellow alumni of the Nebraska College of Technical Agriculture, family, friends, and class of 2019. And speaking of friends, you mentioned in your prayer about staying connected with the friends you've made here. I would like to have a friend of mine stand up and be recognized because almost 40 years ago, she and I sat in chairs similar to yours, awaiting the chance to receive our diplomas. So Judy, would you please stand? Judy drove down just because I was going to be here today. And to remind all of you, thank you, Judy. I hope you give us a We did stay connected. In fact, most of my class, well, thanks to Facebook, we can do that a lot easier now, right? But yes, the friends you've made here can and will last a lifetime if you choose to make it so. As I sat in chairs like that, waiting for my diploma, I had to be patient because my maiden name started with W. So I waited. And after receiving my diploma, my classmates and family met in the park in downtown Curtis here, had a picnic, and then off I went to start my career as a veterinary technician in Fremont, Nebraska. I became a veterinary technician to solve a problem. I wanted to help sick animals get better. Each one of you is called to solve a problem. In fact, if you aim to solve problems, this can lead to success in your personal and professional life. 3 elements in particular have helped me in my aim to solve problems. And since we like acronyms in agriculture, they follow the 3 letters in AIM: awareness, innovation, and motivation. With these 3 key elements, you'll find and solve problems wherever you are, whatever you are doing, ultimately carrying you further on your road to success. The first letter is A for awareness. What I mean in regards to awareness is the ability to perceive your own unique gifts, talents, and skills, as well as those in people around you, and then to perceive the needs in the community around you. The awareness of our gifts and talents are most easily found where we have our passion. My husband Steve was building pens for cattle in the dirt when he was a little boy. He followed his passion and uses his talents every day managing our feed yard. When I was growing up, I read every horse book I could find and bought a horse using detasseling money. My passion for horses drew me into a career in veterinary medicine. You could say our passions merged at a wedding dance where we met. I was quite unaware anything special was going to happen that night. When Steve and I met, he learned I had a passion for animals, especially horses. He recognized the way to my heart was to invite me to come out and ride his horse. I went out, I rode around their family farm, and I saw the care they put into their farm, the work ethic that was very obvious, and that meant a lot to me. I appreciated that trait because my family was hardworking too. Steve and I recognized several traits we had in common, like our faith, working hard, honesty, and love of family. Building on those strengths and similar dreams of having a family farm led to our marriage in 1981. While our gifts and abilities are important, it is the awareness of gifts and abilities in others that allows us to grow, stretch, and become part of a team. It is that teamwork that can help us solve problems when more sets of eyes are looking at a problem together. When I was asked to serve on the Cattlemen's Beef Board, I intended to serve as a member of the board, not a leader. It was the nudging of others that took me through leadership roles on committees and then serving as past chair this last year. The problem for me was my own lack of self-confidence. This problem was solved not by my efforts, but by those who recognized something in me. Being aware of your own gifts and recognizing and encouraging the gifts of others helps us more confidently and joyfully approach the challenges we face. Has anyone ever noticed traits in you causing you to become more than you thought you could be? How can you do that for others? I stands for innovation. Agriculture is known for continual innovation as farmers encounter new problems and look for innovative ways to solve old ones. My grandfather-in-law patented a water tank valve in a shop on his farm, solving the problem of having to monitor and fill water tanks for cattle on a daily basis. We've gone from plowing the soil to using no-till methods to solve erosion problems. Drone technology allows us to scout fields, check cows, and much more to see and solve problems. Innovation of technology is important. My 7-year-old granddaughter, Ella, was working on a project for school recently and wanted to know, what technology do we have now that did not exist when I was her age? I replied quickly, the only technology I had was a black and white TV. And she commented right back, and you had to get up and change the channel. Ella and your generation have never even lived without a cell phone. The advances in technology are happening faster than some of us can learn it. Sure, the new technology nowadays is innovative, but innovation is more than ideas and inventions. It's recognizing needs and solving problems, finding new ways to respond. When we allow innovation to guide our problem solving, we are able to go beyond getting by. We can thrive. One of my most memorable experiences of innovative thinking was when my husband and I faced the dire circumstances of the farm crisis in the 1980s. We had 2 little children and more debt than assets. The working capital wasn't working so well, and we needed to do something different. I was ready to quit farming and get a job in town. My husband was on the edge of doing the same. Deep down, we both wanted our farm to succeed. Even though Steve is a cattle feeder down to the bone, he came up with a plan to custom feed and finish feeder pigs in every empty barn he could find. I worked at keeping our living costs down by shopping at garage sales and buying only what we needed. To save our farm, we looked at the problem and worked on it together. Our innovation continued to not only save our farm, but allowed us to grow out of finishing hogs and pursue the original dream of feeding cattle. Opening up our farm to commercial cattle feeding allowed us to expand the feedlot with minimal risk. Innovation continues with feeding and cattle handling as we understand the needs cattle have and work to provide them. How will your education and your skills and your talents help you drive innovation in the future? M stands for motivation. Economics motivated my husband and I to try to find innovative ways to make our farm successful. There are other problems we might recognize in our communities requiring a different form of motivation. When our children were old enough to join in 4-H, I noticed there was not a local club for them to join. I had the idea about starting a club, but did I have the time? I had 5 children and worked on our feedlot. Reflecting on my positive experience of 4-H as a child were enough to motivate me to want that for my children. By offering my organizational skills to get a club started, several other families joined, and the Clover Clan 4-H Club was born. What organizations have you belonged to and participated in that need your enthusiasm and your skills for the next generation? There was little motivation for the ag community to take on Hollywood elites and animal rights groups when movies and books came out attacking modern agriculture. Most farmers and ranchers were caught off guard by the doubts raised in the minds of consumers. Don't consumers know we are continually innovating to produce more food using less resources? Don't consumers trust us? This misunderstanding motivated the U.S. Farmers and Ranchers Alliance to task an advertising agency with finding out how to communicate the truth to consumers. While many folks associated farming with men, surveys found consumers trusted women more in communicating the message than men. The motivation to join the conversation Hollywood was having produced an innovative idea called Common Ground, connecting farm women to consumers through shared values, building trust between farmers and ranchers. My motivation to join the Common Ground movement came from the desire to communicate the story I was living of beef production, especially from the feedlot angle. I believe in the beef production story, from cattle in the environment to beef on the plate. I was aware of one common concern that consumers had, and it was about hormones, especially in beef. The motivation to help consumers see the facts rather than live in fear helped me come up with a creative way of comparing estrogen levels in foods. A communication tool using M&Ms in jars, showing a visual comparison of hormone levels in various common foods, including beef, became a powerful conversation starter. What will you come up with as powerful conversation starters as we continually engage with our consumers on how food is raised? My journey as a veterinary technician has taken quite a few twists and turns and brought me back here where it all started. I would not be the person I am before you today without the help of so many people, including this school, my family, and many friends. Your journey, too, will have unexpected twists and turns. Will you aim for the greatest impact by using your awareness, innovation, and motivation to keep you moving towards solving problems? I hope so. And I ask you to remember, you are not in this alone. You are surrounded by family, friends, and thousands of alumni who have come through these doors, these halls, and received diplomas. Aim high as you solve the problems of yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and you are certain to have the greatest impact possible. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Joan, for that wonderful address. For everything you do for Nebraska agriculture.